Hi, I'm Kim. You're watching Kim Wilson TV. My channel is dedicated to helping victims of narcissistic abuse get free and stay free. If you're new to my channel, please visit Kim Wilson TV at YouTube. There is approximately 500 videos on the subject of narcissistic abuse, and we'd love to get to know you, so please visit us there. I think the last 3 years have really made one thing abundantly clear to all of us. This is upside down clown world. We are living in the age of deception. And even if you see it with your own eyes and hear it with your own ears, you best be double checking, because deception is the new normal. Our community here at YouTube has most certainly been under attack, and for some time. There has been a huge number of narcissists posing as victims, hiding within our community here at YouTube, presenting in the comment sections, starting their own channels, giving misinformation, and it is this misinformation that I want to talk about today. Anyone that tells you that the narcissist can be treated, healed, restored is lying. Full stop. They are lying. Either they are lying with the intention of deceiving and harming you, getting you trapped in a situation that could result in any number of horrors, or they don't know what they're talking about. Very simply, they don't know what they're talking about. It's well known, well documented, fully understood that narcissists are void a real human soul. How do you treat someone for a condition like that? Like, how do you get a soul into a soulless person? They have no capacity for love. So how do you teach someone to love when they have no capacity for it? I believe they were born that way, and I believe they're going to die that way. This is a permanent condition, and anyone that attempts to lead you to believe that there is hope or help available for narcissists, to restore them to the person you thought they once were, maybe to turn them into the person you believe they could be, no, it's all lies. They are what they are, and that's never changing. Another misconception that I hear over and over and over again is the unbelievable story about codependency. Like, there's just a group of empaths out there wandering around looking for people to abuse them. Now, with that said, if you were looking for someone to abuse you, you wouldn't have end up with your narcissist, because they didn't show up in your life as an abusive person. They showed up as Prince or Princess Charming. They showed up as the ideal mate, your soulmate potentially, a great friend, an ally, someone you could trust and depend on. Therefore, that to me is evidence that you weren't looking for someone to harm you. Now, once you realize they were abusive and potentially you've grown up with narcissistic parents or a narcissistic sibling, and throughout your lifetime, through exposure to narcissistic abuse, you may have developed a tolerance to narcissists. You might be able to deal with it a little longer than some people, but that doesn't mean you sourced it out. It doesn't mean you played any active role whatsoever in the demise of your life or abuse being inflicted on you. You are a victim, full stop. And this victim shaming is really got no place in our community. And of course, one of my favorite lies within our community is the lie that you have now formed some sort of trauma bond, and it is going to be next to impossible to heal from the trauma bond. Oh, it's long suffering. Oh, you'll never get over it. It could take decades. You could spend the rest of your life trying to get over this trauma bond. Now, what is this trauma bond exactly? Well, the thing is diabolical, and it has put a spell on you. Type of hypnosis, type of mind control. It has an emotional hold on you. It's not a trauma bond. It's a soul contract with the devil. And yes, that can easily be broken. You've got to remember, people, God gave us all dominion over demons. No weapon formed against us shall prosper. That's it. That's all. You have the inherent ability as a gift from God to stop a demon in its tracks, to exile it from your life, to eject it from your world. You have that power. The reason I know personally in my own experience that I had a diabolical spell put on me by that fiend is because I know for certain what it felt like when I was under the spell. I know the moment the spell broke, and my memory of the way I was while under the spell is crystal clear. That memory has never faded, and the memory of the moment the spell broke has never faded. I know for absolute certainty that these things are putting diabolical spells on us, and it was through the power of God, through the kindness and generosity and love of Jesus that absolutely freed me from that. There had been a time in my relationship with the thing where I commanded it in Jesus' name to be silenced. And I'm telling you, it couldn't speak. Like, it just couldn't speak. It stopped right there and then. And the same thing happened with the spell. I prayed that the spell would be lifted. I had absolute faith that my prayer had been heard, and it was lifted. And the spell broke. And it was an amazing thing. For those of you who have had this happen to you, I know you know what I'm talking about. And for those of you who have not yet had the spell broken, I am telling you, you have the ability to break the spell. One thing that I really see as an obstacle to you taking the God-given power you have over a demon and exiling this thing from your life, from your existence, from your thoughts, is fear. A lot of us come out of the abuse feeling very fearful. I mean, our lives have been impacted so horrendously. We've got spiritual issues, we've got psychological issues, physical, financial, it's emotional, it's on everything. It's on absolutely every aspect of our life, and people feel uncertain as to how they're going to move forward, and that's generating fear. Well, what is fear? Fear is an absence of faith. So yeah, there's some stuff working against us, I get all that, but you've got to remember that God is here. You have the power to exile this thing. There's nothing to fear as long as God is in your life. So if you can push the fear aside, replace that with faith, execute your ability to render this demon useless in your world, you will get free of this trauma bond. It'll stop instantaneously for you. Of that, I'm certain. I find it very interesting that within our community now, there is such a strange and negative message. It's so hard to heal. You may never recover. I'm hearing it over and over again. I was listening to some nutcase the other day going on about how you were the most important target your narcissist has ever had. Well, I don't believe that for 1 second. I believe I was absolutely garden variety, generic victim, just like the victims before me and the victims after me. I think the most important victim is the one they're working on at the moment. You might have been a great source of supply. I certainly was a great source of supply, but will he find other sources of supply? Well, absolutely. So in conclusion, the narcissist cannot be fixed. You are not to blame. The trauma bond is very easily broken with the help of God. And no, you were never special to the creature. The world is changing very quickly and not for the better. The empath community globally is going to be called upon to raise our voices up against this evil, against the corruption, and against the things that are making this world a hot mess right now. I hope you guys are well. I've missed you terribly. Please leave a comment below. If you enjoy my videos, please leave a thumbs up. Let's try and get my channel back in the algorithm. Thanks for joining me on this video. I hope you guys are all having a great narc-free day, and I'll talk to you soon.